Hello, welcome back to my channel. Oh, it's kind of bright. My name is Jess. Okay, this is such a awkward angle. I'm filming this selfie mode on my phone because I can and because I think it's just going to be a short and sweet video. But my name is Jess. If you're new here, it's so good to have you. I am primarily making content for parents these days. Didn't start my channel that way, but that's kind of what happened in the last year, and so that's where I am. I have a 5-year-old daughter named Eloise. I have a 1-year-old son named Wilson, and I'm 32 weeks pregnant with a little lady here. And this last week I went into preterm labor, and so I thought I would just make a little update video for you about that. And it's going to be really like entirely unedited. I'm just going to film this and put it on YouTube. And so here we go. I'm also going to fold some laundry while you're here. So here we are. Okay. On Thursday morning, I was doing life as normal with my kids, and I started having really sharp pains like right here, and I for sure thought it was digestive, because gas pains when you're pregnant, they can be pretty intense. So I laid down and they did not go away. I shifted positions, I waited it out, and then I texted my friend Jenny, who is a mother of 5 babies, and she's been pregnant more times than that. And so she said, I think it would be wise for you to go to the hospital and just make sure that nothing's wrong. So she swung by the house, picked me up, took me to the hospital, and at that point the pain was still really severe. So much so people have written me asking, like, what did the pain feel like? I'm pregnant. I sometimes have pains. It was so intense that I couldn't stand up. So it was like a very sharp pain. But I really wasn't scared that something was wrong, and I definitely didn't think that I was in labor. I just felt like I had these weird pains, and I wanted someone to tell me that everything was cool. So Jenny dropped me at the hospital because she couldn't come in with me due to COVID restrictions, and they brought me into triage for the labor and delivery area, and hooked me up to the monitors and realized I was having contractions. So I usually am fairly aware of my contractions, but it's still really early. And I think that right now in this stage, a lot of times my contractions aren't as obvious to me as they are like later. When I'm super pregnant, I can definitely feel the difference between like a full-on contraction and not. In this case, I wasn't aware of it, and so they hooked me up to the monitor, and they were like, well, you know, you're having these contractions every 3 to 5 minutes. And at that point, the pain had moved from my front into my lower back, and it just was like this achy, kind of lagging pain in my back. And so when they said I was having contractions, I felt like that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm having contractions as obviously as they were saying it, but once I could see the screen and it was showing me I was having them, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm having those. So they watched me for a few hours. They hooked me up to an IV. Because a lot of times if you're dehydrated, that can cause labor or contractions. But the IV didn't stop them. And then what else did they do? I mean, I peed a bunch. I guess if you have a full bladder, that can trigger contractions. That didn't help. They ended up giving me a shot. I have a bruise, I don't know, like right here. They gave me a lot of shots. They gave me 1 shot, and that was supposed to stop labor. Like whatever they gave me was a medication that stops your contractions, and it didn't stop them, and so it slowed them down for a bit. That was really good. They went to about 10 minutes apart, but then they picked back up again and were 3 minutes apart for several hours. And so at that point, I had been admitted into the hospital at like 9:30 in the morning, and now it was maybe almost 5 in the evening. My friend Jenny dropped off lunch to me because she's an angel, and yeah, around 5, I think, ish. No, it was earlier, 3-ish, I don't know. They said, you're gonna need to stay for a few days, and we're gonna try and figure this out. Oh, they had also checked my cervix, and I was 1 centimeter dilated and 40 to 50% effaced. But the thing is, you can stay at that dilation and effacement for weeks and weeks during pregnancy. So that doesn't necessarily mean baby was coming right away, but that combined with the contractions that were stopping, that was the issue. So they kept me, they moved me to my own room in the hospital, and then they gave me a steroids shot. So that's what caused that bruise. Oh, it hurts so bad. They give you 2 of them, I guess. It's actually apparently supposed to go in your butt and your bum. They didn't give me the first one though. It's a muscular kind. Anyway, they give you a steroid shot because that's supposed to strengthen baby's lungs if the baby's going to be coming out early. And then they also gave me an IV of magnesium, and that was for 24 hours. I was on this IV drip of magnesium. And let me just tell you about that. So I was fine. Sean wasn't there. He couldn't be coming in and out. So if he came, he was supposed to stay, but we didn't have consistent childcare, so that wasn't going to work. So we basically decided that he wouldn't come unless we really thought this baby's coming and he needed to be here with me. And so he did end up coming by twice during the 2 or 3 days I was at the hospital, and that was really sweet. But we FaceTimed a lot. I had a lot of friends who were being so wonderful to me, so I didn't feel alone, even though, yes, technically I was alone in the hospital. Anyway, magnesium. Let me tell you about that. So I was really thirsty before I did the magnesium IV, and I kept asking for water, and they were really busy and they didn't bring me water, and that was fine, except then when they started magnesium, nobody warned me that when you start a magnesium IV, you might feel like total garbage. They told me after, but they say you might feel like you have the flu, you might want to throw up, you might want to pass out, you will probably feel miserable. Nobody said that. And so they're like, okay, we're just gonna start your magnesium drip. And I'm thinking oh great, I hope you're gonna bring my water soon too. And then they start it, and all of a sudden I'm getting really hot. And my personality, you just need to know, my personality was really challenged in this time because I find it really difficult to express what I need, and especially to express it over and over again. And usually when I'm in labor and delivery, usually meaning the last 2 times, I've been there with my little sister and Sean and a family member who's like a birth coach. But mostly you need to know my little sister. So my sister, Meredith, is so assertive. She is so good. She also is about to be a nurse. She graduates nursing school in December. So the moment she sees that I need something in a hospital, she's like, excuse me, we're gonna need water, we're gonna need a wet washcloth, we're gonna need you to grab, hey, her IV looks like it's a little something. I never have to exercise assertiveness in the hospital with my sister because she is all up everywhere making sure it's all taken care of. Well, in this case, I get this magnesium drip, and it starts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm burning. Why does my body feel like it's on fire? And so also at this point, I have a nurse who, of all the nurses I had great nurses, they're wonderful, but of all of them, this was the least sociable one. And I was like, excuse me, I'm really sorry, but I feel really hot and I think I need that water now. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. You might feel like you're super hot, and I'm not allowed to give you water for probably until you finish this first bag of magnesium. We also need to make sure the baby is head down because we don't know if you're gonna need a C-section right now. And so you can't have any water. And I was like, but I'm so thirsty and I've been asking for water and I'm desperately thirsty now. And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't give you any water. So I'm like ripping off my clothes. This was the worst moment for me, I think, in the hospital of all of them because I felt so sick. I felt like I was gonna vomit. It was not fun. So if you're gonna have magnesium, magnesium is really good. It's really healthy. It's gonna help your baby. It helps their brain. It helps protect their brain. It helps your body to relax. That's actually what helps slow my contractions. But the initial bag of magnesium, like the first bag that they gave me, made me feel so awful. And I was like, I need wet washcloths, please. And so they're putting it on my face and I'm sucking the water out of the washcloth when she's not looking. Like, this is a low moment for Jessica. But I was desperately thirsty. And then while I'm on the magnesium feeling that sick, that's when they gave me the shot in the arm of the steroid, which makes, my friend said when she got it, it felt like she was being stung by bees. Like, it's, I maybe am sounding dramatic, but in this moment it does not feel like that was dramatic at all. That's really, I went from being like, this will be good, I'm glad everybody's gonna be safe and we're gonna protect the baby, to like taking off all my clothes, being like, I don't know what's wrong. I feel terrible. So the good thing is though, that only lasted for, I would say an hour, I think an hour. Because once the first bag of magnesium was gone and they put another bag in and it was like a slower dose, I felt a lot better. And then they came and checked and the baby's head was down when they checked. So then I was allowed to drink water, which felt like heaven. And after that, it was just a matter of waiting and watching to see what my body was going to do and see if my labor was going to progress or if they could successfully slow it down and potentially stop it because I was so early. So yeah, I mean, short story is we got it to kind of stop. There were certain moments where it got a little freaky, where they had checked me and it looked like I was further progressed and baby was coming and I was having contractions. And at one point they said, it looks like you're going to deliver today. And then things can change so quickly. Then it was pretty soon after that, like, nope, you're not, you're good. We're gonna just hold tight. And so by the time I got released from the hospital, I had been there from Thursday to Saturday night. And they said, you can go home. You're not even technically needing to be on bed rest, but just take it easy, which I think is really funny advice. It's funny advice for me because I don't really know how to do that. I have a 1-year-old who has no clue what's going on here. I have a 5-year-old who's as sweet as can be and would love to just play and do all kinds of things. And then yeah, we have, you know, a business and life. The one thing I will say is that Sean is so good at making me stop and chill and rest. And so, yeah, from the moment I've gotten home, he's been like, stop moving, don't lift things, like, be careful. But the doctor didn't say I have any precautions. I even said, are there any precautions for when I go home? Is it something I shouldn't do? Is there anything I need to be careful of? And she said, not really. Like, you just wait and see and trust your body and listen. And she's a mom of 3, so she kind of laughed. She was like, good luck chilling with these kids that you already have. They don't usually make that very easy. So yeah, so all that to say, yesterday I felt pretty bad in my body, like just achy and sore, and was having contractions. And so mostly yesterday was spent in bed. But like today I've been up more. The day before yesterday I was up. My water has not broken. We thought that part of my mucus plug may have come out when I was in the hospital, but which maybe is TMI for some of you, or you're pregnant and that is valid for you. So there's something that comes out of you like a fluidy type thing prior to your water breaking, and sometimes that can happen days or maybe weeks before your baby comes. And so in the hospital it appeared that something like that came, but we're not totally certain. So I could end up having this baby sometime soon, or she could hang tight and come weeks from now, we don't know. And I hate that. I hate the unpredictable feeling and the, like, I don't know, the nervousness of all of that. I also feel like it's hard for my personality to know how to handle this. Like, do I get up and do my life? Do I sit and relax? I don't know. I've been mostly sitting and relaxing, but technically I don't have to, so that's confusing. Anyway, so that's what's happening. I'm not on any medication. We did the full dose of magnesium. We did the full double steroids shot. Oh, so the second steroid shot, I told the nurse that I was super nervous about it because it hurt so much. She did something genius. She had me sit on a bag of ice for like 4 minutes. She was such a sweet nurse. And after 4 minutes, 5 minutes-ish, she gave me the shot and my butt was numb. And so I didn't even feel it. So I think if you're gonna get a shot in your booty for any reason at all, ask if you can sit on ice first, because really it helps so much. Anyway, drink a lot of water. That's what they told me. Drink a lot of water, but always have an empty bladder. So I'm gonna be busy just going back and forth to the bathroom, and we'll see what happens. Baby Cakes now is 32 weeks and what, like 3 days. They did do an ultrasound on her and it showed that she was slightly bigger than we thought, which would maybe be great. Maybe she's a few more days developed than we thought, and at this point every day of development is very important. So okay, that's all. I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I didn't fold any laundry. I'll do that when we finish. If you want to see more of my life, my family, follow us on Instagram. If you want more support in your parenting journey, you can join our Facebook group. It's called Jess Hover and Friends. You're going to answer the questions. Me or one of my friends will let you in. It's just a really great group. We try and keep things kind in there. And what else? Oh, I have a business. It's called Very Good Mothers Club, and it's because you're a very good mom. That's all. If you try hard and you love your kid, you're in. We did it. That's all it takes. So if I can be a mom, anybody can, and the business is to provide you with lovely quality things that will actually enhance your life and make you feel encouraged along the way. Dad stuff is coming soon, and I'm so excited. It's in progress right now, so hopefully in the next week or two you'll see some dad stuff on there, and it's really cool. Okay, I think that's all. All right, thanks guys so much for being so nice and caring, and we will just wait and see together when this little baby is gonna come. Also, no, she doesn't have a name yet, so feel free to keep sending names. Okay, thanks so much. I love you guys. Bye.